evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to CINEKYD Television Theater. I'm Bob Clark, the Executive Director of CINEKYD Enterprises Incorporated, and for the next 30 minutes, you're going to be entertained by television programming that's been created by our boys and girls. They're not professionals, they're kids who range in age from 7 to 17. And they have designed and developed this particular cable television presentation. To start us off, it's time to take that weekly visit to a place not found on any map. There, amid a woodland setting, along the edge of a lovely lake, lives a kindly old puppet maker, his 3 tiny helpers, and hopefully, for this Thanksgiving season, his nephew. Let's join Uncle Flywheel and his family as they get ready for the holiday.
Whistle while you work, la 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 la. Whistle while you work. Okay, everybody on set. We're tiny helpers, Nellie, not dwarves. But what do you mean by on set? We have to rehearse for the Thanksgiving pageant. Rehearse? Yeah, we're gonna have the best Thanksgiving show that there ever was. See, everybody at school has to do something for Thanksgiving. Right, and since there's 3 of us, I thought we'd be able to put together our own show. And I'm gonna be the director. Is that why you're wearing a ridiculous costume? All great directors carry a clipboard and wear sunglasses. Now line up here. All right. Now this is supposed to be the first Thanksgiving that there ever was. And Nellie, you're gonna be a pilgrim girl. And your line's gonna be, oh, how wonderful it is to give thanks. Oh, how wonderful it is to give thanks. Okay. Now, Rico, you're going to be a pilgrim boy. And your line's going to be, let's invite everybody, even the Indians. Let's invite everybody, even the Indians. Now, I'm going to be the star and director. What? I'm going to be the star. How can you be the star and director at the same time? Well, Clint Eastwood does it. No, Clint Eastwood. Well, he had to start someplace. Now, just say your lines. Oh, how wonderful it is to give thanks. Yes, let's invite everybody, even the Indians. Now, since this is the first Thanksgiving that there ever was...
Hi, tiny helpers. What are you doing?
See, it's really great. Jimbo's organizing this whole Thanksgiving Day pageant. Yeah, but I don't see what's too great about it. Jim has to be a star and director.
Star and director, huh, Jimbo? Sort of like Clint Eastwood?
See? Even he knows.
Before you get too far into it, let's give Stuart a call. I found out Stuart's doing very well in the hospital. And while he won't be home for Thanksgiving, he'll definitely be home for Christmas.
Yay!
Hello?
Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Uncle Flywheel.
How are you feeling?
I'm doing better.
Are you taking your medicine?
Yeah, but it doesn't taste good.
Well, be brave, Stuart.
I will.
Oh, wait till you hear what the tiny helpers are doing. They're putting together this Thanksgiving pageant.
Oh, wait, can I tell him, please?
Okay, hold on a second, Nellie. Stuart, here's Nellie.
Hello, Stuart.
Hello, Nellie.
Jimbo's organizing this whole Thanksgiving pageant. I get to be a pilgrim girl. And my line is,
What do you get to say, Nellie?
Gee, I forgot. Here, Nellie. Let me open it. Hi, Stuart.
Enrico.
Not Enrico, pilgrim boy Enrico.
Oh, excuse me.
You want to hear my line?
Enrico, there's nothing I'd like to hear more.
Let's invite everybody, even the Indians.
That's it?
Yeah, you know who's the star. Here, let me talk. Hi, Stuart.
Hi, Star.
Star and director.
Oh, like Clint Eastwood?
See? Even Stuart knows.
Can I have the phone back, please, Clint? I'll be at the hospital in about half an hour, Stuart.
All right.
Is there anything I can bring you?
More comic books.
All right. Goodbye.
Bye.
Uncle Flywheel,
Yes, Jimbo?
could I ask you a question? If you promise you don't get mad at me?
What is it, Jimbo?
Well, if Nellie's going to be a pilgrim girl and Enrico's going to be a pilgrim boy, I thought we should have Androcles in it.
Jimbo.
Jimbo, please.
I don't know who enjoys the visits to Uncle Flywheel's workshop any more than I do. And apparently that's the case with a number of our friends in the commercial broadcasting field, as those of you who tuned in to 10 Around Town a few weeks ago certainly saw. You know, Uncle Flywheel is an exceptional production effort because it involves a lot of younger children. Help in coordinating this effort is provided by one of the CINEKYD staff members. We thought it might be interesting as a part of our When I Grow Up series if Dave Trachtenberg took a few minutes to talk to the producer of the series, give you an idea of why anybody would want to get involved in this business and what it's like specifically to produce something like Uncle Flywheel's Workshop. Dave's guest this evening, Mr. Mike May. So join me now for When I Grow Up.
This is David Trachtenberg for When I Grow Up. This week we have a special guest because we're not on location. We're right here on the CINEKYD campus with Mike May. Mike, what do you do for CINEKYD and the Upper Moreland program?
Well, for Upper Moreland, I work on the Your Schools program, the flagship program for their ETV station. And at CINEKYD, I'm a staff member.
How long have you been with CINEKYD now?
Well, I was with CINEKYD since it was in the basement, 1976.
Mm-hmm. And what were some of the things you did long ago?
Well, back then, that was the first track session, David, and we did mostly radio programs. From what I can remember, it was a long time ago. And that's about it. Back then, I was mostly into acting and not so much into the technical type of things.
What have you done through the years at CINEKYD?
Well, as I said, I was primarily into acting. A few years ago, we premiered a movie at the Astrakhan in which I edited part of that. Mm-hmm. But up until recently, not too much.
What kind of profession do you think you would like to go into?
Right now, I'm going to attempt to pursue a career in television.
Right now, you're a staff member, and this is your first year, but before you were a graduate assistant. For those viewers at home who are not sure what a graduate assistant is, could you tell them?
Well, a graduate assistant is somebody fresh out of high school that is inducted into the staff and goes through a 2-year, more or less, training type of program, I guess would be the best way to say it, in which they learn, only through actually doing it, how to work with the kids in whatever field they're responsible for doing it.
Your last year as a student, you were involved with the summer film Whiplash, which happened to win an award, and you were the lead villain, El Diablo, and you basically created that character. The next year, you were a graduate assistant, and you decided that you'd like to be in the summer film again, and you were Clint Collins as a cameo role. And then this past summer, we made the sequel to Whiplash, Whiplash 2, and again you played El Diablo. Why do you like acting so much?
Well, as I said, I was into acting even before I even considered taking a technical assignment. And I don't know, I've just always loved acting. Ever since I started, that was my primary motivation for joining CINEKYD was acting, and I never really wanted to get too far away from it, get too far out of touch with it, afraid I'd never be able to get back to it again.
You said before you wanted to get involved with TV. Do you think you'd ever want to become an actor?
That's sort of a hope in the back of my head. Getting regular work in the acting field is hundreds of times more hard than getting consistent work in the television. And I like to think I'm all right at both. Anyway, I can compete, but I'm going to go with the odds.
Well, if you had that chance to become an actor, do you think you would take TV or movies?
I think, well, TV and motion picture acting are closely related. The big differences between theater and television and the cinema. But given that choice, I think I would go into movies.
Well as being an actor at CINEKYD, you also have other jobs. What are they?
Well, I'm a technical advisor for this particular section of CINEKYD Theater. I'm producer for Uncle Flywheel's workshop, and I'm responsible for a mobile video crew that meets every Wednesday night.
Well, let's go into Uncle Flywheel. What do you do as the producer for that series?
Well, my responsibilities are begin with every Saturday when we do the actual shooting. I'm responsible for having a crew there to strike whatever existing set is there and to set the Flywheel set. And then I'm responsible for getting the technicians that are necessary to shoot the production on hand. And then I just ride it through. I pretty much let it go into the director's hands, but if I have any comments or suggestions, I'll make them.
What is it like being a producer of a kids show?
It's a lot of fun. I get to work with kids. I love to work with kids. And it's sometimes a challenge when there are some kids that aren't as sharp as they could be at that particular day for whatever reason, whether they're tired or what. But it's very demanding even on the kids that are participating. And it's interesting, and it's always a challenge.
How would you compare Uncle Flywheel with something like Mr. Rogers or Sesame Street?
Well, Scott Wolfson said it best. He said Uncle Flywheel's different from them in the fact that in Mr. Rogers, or a show similar to that, they would come right out and say, pretty much, this is what we want you to learn today. The moral of the story is so obvious from almost the beginning that it's primary attractions for a younger audience. Uncle Flywheel, on the other hand, has got some, I can't say strictly adult humor, but humor that is a little more appealing towards the older crowd, but also a moral at the end, a little more subtle than the Mr. Rogers type, that would appeal to the younger crowd.
Well, the three tiny helpers are pretty young for actors. Is it hard working with them?
Not really. They come on, they rehearse every Thursday night, and when they get there on Saturday, they are very cooperative. And if they start playing around, I'll let them know it.
Do they take directions well?
Very well, yes. But they do have their motivations.
What do you like best about helping the actors out and helping the little kids and that sort of thing?
Well, I like to apply my personal acting experience and help them develop perhaps their own style, or give them little pointers onto the best way to move from one side of the set to the other, or little things that you usually just try to get them over the bumps that I had to work over myself.
Why do you think Uncle Flywheel became so popular with parents, with cable TV, and with even Channel 10, WCAU?
Well, as I said, Uncle Flywheel's got a little bit of everything for everybody. It's got some true adult humor, but it's also got an aspect that kids can relate to very well.
Who does the jobs, and what are the jobs for before you actually tape, and after you actually tape, and during your taping?
Well, firstly, the set is the existing set. The set that is where the Uncle Flywheel set is has got to be struck, and usually my cameraman and everybody helps out in that. But the talent, consisting of Uncle Flywheel, is Scott Wolfson. The tiny helpers, Jimbo, who's portrayed by Jim Jolly, Nellie, portrayed by Alyssa Bender, and Enrico, portrayed by Eric Soika. And then there's Andrew Cleese, portrayed by Eric Kurland. Then I have two cameramen a time, but they usually switch on and off. So I have four people that are pretty much on call. I have Rod Bancroft, John Bethard, Chris Wilson, and Mark Miller. Mm-hmm. Then I have director, Mark Weaver. They all work before and during the actual shooting. After the production, then there's all the post-production work, all the editing that's got to be done, and that falls in the hands of the producer.
Which happens to be you. Okay, so you've said that this is a team effort. Does the system work well?
Yes, the only way it would be a success is if the system works well. Everyone cooperates. We get some griping, but it's minimal. Nothing that can't be handled.
I understand that you do 2 episodes in one day. Like a lot of TV game shows, they would shoot 5 episodes for a whole week, only in one day. Why do you do this?
Well, right now, with the expanding programming on CINEKYD Theater, the TV studio is in large demand. In the old ways, we used to shoot 1 episode every Saturday afternoon. From a span of about noon, we'd be in there until about 4. We started to get pretty good at it, technically, and the actors became sharper and sharper, and we were able to get in and out within about 2 hours by the end of last season. And so it only makes sense if we can shoot 2 shows in the time it takes to shoot 1 show. Well then, why split up? Why not just shoot 2 shows one weekend and leave the studio open the next weekend for another section of CINEKYD Theater?
Are the plots different each episode, or do they run together, or how do you work that out?
Well, pretty much, but if we shoot 2 in the same afternoon, then those 2 plots will be linked somehow. Simply because it's easier for the actors to remember their lines, and it gives the actors a better flow if the 2 shows are related. Then at the end, after we're done shooting, we'll shoot the tiny helpers in a little spot that says, "And now, in case you haven't been with us, this is what happened last week on Uncle Flywheel." And we'll use that as an introduction to the next show.
That way people who haven't watched the last show will understand what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. There's also Stuart, who is, if you've ever watched the series, is now in the hospital. Why is he in the hospital instead of being with Uncle Flywheel and the tiny helpers at the workshop?
Well, Stuart, who's portrayed by Frank Smith, is in the hospital because, well, Frank, like many kids who are in school, has extracurricular activities, and he's got soccer games every Saturday during the time we shoot up until around Thanksgiving. And so what we do is the whole cast attends the rehearsal on Thursday night. Then Frank comes in by himself on Friday night. and they shoot the section with Frank, and they have someone feed Frank the lines of whoever he's supposed to be talking to over the phone. Then the same thing is done at the on Saturday when we shoot with the balance of the cast. They all know their lines, and they are fed Frank's lines by somebody offset.
All right, so they all rehearse together, and it's done separately. How does it work out so when you watch the program, it looks like Uncle Fly was actually talking to Stuart, but somebody else is reading the lines. How is that done so people get the full image?
Well, that's all done in post-production, after we actually shoot. The way that's worked is whoever gives the stronger performance that particular shooting will probably be on the set visually longer. What I'll do is I will put the stronger performance on, then I will go back and dub in the other voice through a filter, so it sounds like they're talking over the phone. And then I'll usually cut back and forth.
Well, at the end of Uncle Flywheel, the whole town uses a popular CINEKYD quote. How did the quote come about for Uncle Flywheel, and what does the quote mean?
Well, the quote is, "Each one reach one." And it had become a CINEKYD quote quite a while ago. It means each person involved should try to reach out and reach somebody and help them in some way. And this had become, it was started out as an easy ending, a nice little thing to end the Flywheel show with when we first premiered it. And it worked out to be a nice little thing, a nice little touch that gives it a nice soft ending to every episode. And it's very meaningful to the people here at CINEKYD.
What does it mean?
Each one reach one means each person should attempt to reach out and to help another person.
So in other words, Uncle Fly was actually helping the kids at home who are watching TV, as well as meaning that that's what CINEKYD is.
Mm-hmm. And reminding the kids at home that they should attempt to help one another, attempt to help their peers whenever possible.
Well, thank you very much, Mike. We thank you for joining When I Grow Up, and we thank you for watching When I Grow Up. So we'll see you in the weeks to come. This is David Trachtenberg. Good night.
Gently down the street.
One.
Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Good night.
Row, row, river, gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream.
Cut!
Tonight, we have something, however, that is brand new for CINEKYD Television Theater. If, in fact, Skeleton in the Closet is the creation of junior and senior high school students, then you're going to have to enjoy this next segment. Hopefully, in the weeks to come, it'll become a regular part of this series. Imagine, if you will, what would happen if we said to a bunch of children in grades 3, 4, 5, and 6, we would like you to create an interesting weekly soap opera. The title, S.G., The Talking Rodent. Let's watch.
How'd you make it? I took a little of this chemical, and took a little of that one, and took a little of this one, and I made this. That's neat. Well, Dr. Frankenstein, shall we go out and find ourselves a dead body? Yes, let's take it to the laboratory. Here, SG, want a little? Nah, he doesn't want that stuff.
Jason!
Oh, no. Not Mary Beth.
Mom says you gotta feed Scamp right now.
His name's SG. Food bowl's over there. Hey, get out of there! Get off, leave my chemicals alone. I'm only playing. Eugene, leave my chemicals alone!
No, it's not
open the door around here.
Jason, Mom also says you gotta clean your room. Right now.
First we'll feed Skip and then we'll go up and clean your room. Oh, we spilled the chemical on SG's dish. That's all right. It won't hurt him. Come on, let's go up and clean your room now.
Yeah. Oh, look, a guinea pig.
Leave me alone. Hey, where are my test tubes?
Right there, next to you.
Thanks. For what? For telling me where my test tubes were. I didn't tell you where your test tubes were. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Why didn't you clean up this mess?
I can't. I'm in a cage.
What cage? What? Cage? You said you couldn't clean up because you wanted a cage. I didn't say that. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Then who did?
Me, down here.
Hi, guys. What's this stuff?
That's our chemicals.
Chemicals? That's sissy stuff. Why don't you come out with us guys and play football or steel hubcaps or something?
Steel hubcaps. That's dishonest.
You guys are just a bunch of sissies.
Yeah, I bet he made us thought that SG can really talk. Yeah, guinea pigs can't really talk.
Yes, I can. And by the way, I'm hungry. Give me some more pellets.
He can talk. Go to Mary Beth and Eugene. Quick, hey Beth, Eugene, my guinea pig can really talk.
Where's he going?
Tell Mary Beth and Eugene that you can really talk.
I'm not going to talk to them.
Well, why not? He can talk. He can really, really talk. Please say something, SG. Please say something for Mary Beth. Just a little word. Please.
If he can talk, make him talk right now.
Please, just one little word. Please. Something. Please.
I'm telling Mommy and you right now.
Why didn't you talk when they were here?
I'm just going to talk to you guys. It's our secret.
Yeah.
How about that? Well, we'll see what happens in the weeks to come, whether or not SG and his friends can get into any more mischief. Right now, join me as we go down the hallway and take a look at the CINEKYD bulletin board.
Hello. Join us for our world premiere of Gargantua, Friday and Saturday nights at 7:30. Gargantua is a feature-length film produced entirely by the children of CINEKYD. Filmed in the summer of 1981, this movie combines a top-secret formula, a little boy, and a 40-foot teddy bear in a 1950s-style, fast-paced science fiction comedy. Join us at CINEKYD this Friday and Saturday nights for the world premiere of Gargantua, starring our own David Trachtenberg, Mike May, and Scott Wolfson. Tickets are $3. For more information, call 659-4696.
Thank you. And I sincerely hope in the weeks to come that you'll be able to join us for some of the really interesting CINEKYD activities, the very special activities that are taking place here now. Remember as well that any boy, any girl between the ages of 7 and 17 can become a part of this operation, a part of the wonderful world of CINEKYD. All it takes is a phone call, 659-4696. That's the first step. Come and visit, take a look at the campus, and meet the kids. Who knows? In weeks to come, you may be behind this very camera. Thanks for being with us. This is Bob Clark. Good night, and God bless.